Hi guys, Andreas Sonic Mainliner with another Vinyl Finds video. So this is the second version of this video. I did one like a couple of days ago, but I didn't feel like it. It didn't feel right. Basically, that's the thing, and I didn't want to upload it, so I haven't. And today's Friday. It's morning. I have my day off, so I was like, maybe I should rethink the way that I did it. And the reason why I haven't uploaded it is because, as per usual, I don't really do a lot of thinking around what I'm going to be saying and showing, and I have accumulated quite a few albums that I want to show, so this is a stack. This is a stack of albums that I bought recently that I won't be showing in this video. There is a stack of albums that I will be showing in this video, and basically I had a bit of a think of what I need to show, because there's a lot, as you can see. I mean, it's like, this is how much I will be showing, and sort of to make sense of it, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, and this and this and this and that and the other. I want to say something about the albums if possible. So I thought that I would do a mix and like start off with things that will make me appear as sophisticated and advanced in the vinyl community and all that kind of stuff. No, seriously, I don't buy records just to show them. I buy records to actually listen to them. And but obviously I do have my juvenile sort of, leanings. So anyway, we'll start off with things that are not juvenile, and yeah, some CDs. Yeah, it's in CD format. Basically, what playing in the background is the Next, the Chemist. This is out of the Next box set that I purchased recently, and it's a killer box set. It's not like, I haven't put a lot of effort into making the box set, but you get 8 albums. All of them are really good, and the Next are an amazing band, and I saw them live on Sunday. They had a 3-day residency in Cafe Otto, which has like, avant-garde and experimental stuff happening all the time. And unfortunately I didn't buy tickets quick enough because it was sold out, but they did a matinee. So on Sunday, which was the first day of the residency, they did one show from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They were, as per usual, you have like, a gig would start around 8 o'clock. So they did one at 4 o'clock, and it was really nice. It was really good stuff. And also I had the opportunity to get some more Next CDs, because they only have one release on vinyl, which makes sense because most of their CDs are like one song 60 minutes long, and it just goes on and on and on, but I don't really want it to stop, to be honest. So anyway, I got these 3 CDs. I didn't get them signed. I almost never do, although probably I could have. So this is their first album, Sex, and came out in 1989. I got Aquatic. Obviously these ones were not in part of the box, and finally I made the decision to buy Silent Night, because I was there and I was like, what should I get? And everybody was like, oh, I want Silent Night, oh, I want Silent Night. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll get Silent Night. I mean, my opinion, you cannot go wrong with any of these. Just indulge. Go for it. More CDs. Now, this is something that I'm very familiar with, musically speaking. I don't remember if I have one of these albums on vinyl back home. I wanted to have a copy. Maybe I have a CD copy of some sort. Anyway, these are the Steve Reich's ECM recordings, and what you get is Music for 18 Musicians, which is just brilliant piece of music. Music for large ensemble, violin phase octet, which is one. I'm pretty sure that I have music for large ensemble on the CD back home. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And Tehelim. So these come in a box set, which is like very thin and insubstantial. These are the CDs, which is like, you know, in a paper sort of sleeve. Nothing like, you know, super exciting or anything, and a really nice booklet, which the next box set doesn't have. So yeah, I saw this. This is like for a very fair price, and especially music for 18 musicians sort of does make sense to be on a digital format where you can sort of listen to it start to finish. I don't know if this is too loud. It's rather quiet because it's the morning, so yeah, so I don't know, I mean, yeah, if you see this, just pick it up. It's just brilliant minimalist music. There isn't much I need to say because this is an absolute classic, so, you know, just go for it, really. Right, so that sort of concludes my CDs for this bit. And we go on to some interesting releases. Now, yeah, these are sort of, goes without saying, kind of releases that you should get. Manuel Gottsing, Inventions for Electric Guitar, and the E2, E4. I had this on a bootleg copy, which apparently goes for some money on Discogs for whatever reason. I've put it up for sale, fuck it, if anybody wants to buy it, you know, good for them. This is an official release, as this one has been like, you know, in the making for I don't know how long. These have been delayed for like a year or something, and this is like, you know, absolutely classic krautrock music. Manuel Gottsing obviously being part of, well, being Ashra Temple, amazing guitarist, just brilliant, dreamy sort of soundscapey krautrock. Absolute classic. If you see it, buy it. I mean, that's the only thing I have to say. And this one, E2, E4, came out in 1980, I want to say, 81, and the sound sort of predates house music, effectively. I know there isn't like a huge gap between this and actual house music sort of releases from 1987, 88 or something like that, but at the time it just stood out. It's unbelievable. It's like, it's really hard to sort of, you know, pin down, I guess. At that time there wasn't anything that was like that was similar coming out, and it's a bloody brilliant album, and you should get it. And this is a really nice release with you know, textured cover and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so absolute classics. You should be, you know, getting them. If you're into krautrock, obviously, you know, you might not like krautrock for whatever reason, you know. I won't be talking to you if you don't, but, you know, things happen. Speaking of krautrock, something that has nothing to do with krautrock. Okay, so this is a recent reissue, Sven Grünberg. Now the name would suggest that it's German, but he's not German. In fact, he's Russian, and this is originally was released on Melodia Records, which was the state-owned only record label, which is like really bizarre why this came out. I need to find out why. There must be some sort of like political reason behind it. It came out in 1981 as well, pretty much the same time as this one. It sounds completely different, and this is sort of this is a brilliant album, I have to say. Sort of cosmic synth, bloody brilliant. highly recommended. Really nice reissue from Dury. Comes with a, you know, with a inner sleeve and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Sven Grunberg, Hingus. I'm pretty sure that this album has been shown before by Chris Cole, and I would not be surprised because this is just right up his alley. And yeah, Dury is usually very cheap as well, so you know, do indulge. If you like electronic, sort of new agey kind of dreamscapey kind of music, it's brilliant. Speaking of dreamy and dreamscapey and sort of transcendental kind of music, here's a release that I grabbed like the last remaining copies, you know, on the 11th hour. It's this one. It's Daniel Schmidt and Schmidt. I'm pretty sure that it's like Schmidt because I think he's American. And the Berkeley Gamelan, and this is In My Arms, Many Flowers. Basically, this is like two recordings from which is played in gamelan, so it's like very percussive and whatnot. This kind of dreamy, laragi kind of sort of music. This was, I don't think that it was released. I don't remember right now. Maybe it was released on tape. Maybe it was. This is the first release. These are recordings from the 1980s. Actually, 1978 and 1981. Daniel Schmidt is like some composer, and this is a beautiful, dreamy album. This is like on an obscure label called Recital 17. Came out in 350 copies. The copies evaporated basically into thin air very quickly, but there is a second pressing coming out fairly shortly, I think. And you should pick one up. And that's all I have to say. If you are into minimalistic sort of music, gamelan, if you like laragi, then yeah, do go for it. Here is I think I've said before that I have no ECM, so I've already shown. Well, I have no ECM. I probably have like Steve Reich, some Steve Reich recordings that maybe were not on ECM back home. But I have my first ECM album, which is Terge, no idea. Yeah, Terge Ripdal. Yeah. So Norwegian jazz musician. I guess that he doesn't need a lot of introduction. This came out from it's like 1978, 1980s. These are very sort of similarly dated sort of albums, similar release dates for these albums. So yeah, this is sort of, I think, his third or fourth album. His most sort of celebrated ones would be Bleak House, which is his first, and I want to get that one, and Odyssey. This is has a very ECM-ish kind of sound. So when I listen to it, I sort of like it. There are some things that sort of rub my fur the other way because they sound a bit too fusion-y. If you like fusion, you will absolutely love this. This is a very recent reissue. ECM, yeah, I haven't seen like ECM reissues, but I saw this one in Rough Trade a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, I don't have anything, maybe I should pick this one up. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's good, but yeah, it has this ECM kind of sound that kind of take it or leave it, so you know, it's a bit of a, depends on what you want to sort of get. Does that even make sense? No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's just me. Two releases from a new label, Manufactured Recordings, Brother R. This is the second Brother R. Now, I did say that I've shown the other Brother R, which is over there. I cannot go fetch it. Which the third one, which is bloody hell. I'll get it. Yeah, there you go. That was easy. So yeah, the Key to Nowhere, which was sampling the Brother R's that were released, was my favorite, and because I didn't want to buy all three of them in one go, I was like, you know what, I'll get Key to Nowhere. And yeah, these Brother R's, so the first one and this one sort of disappeared, and I was at Cafe Auto, which has a record shop and you can buy stuff, and they had this there, so I picked it up. Yeah, spiritual jazz, has a baritone sort of singing going on, and it's really good. Still, in my opinion, not as good as Key to Nowhere, but it's the kind of thing that, you know, if you're a collector like me, you sort of like want to have it. I want the first one as well. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I would get everything, but you know, there's limits to what you can buy. And also I got this one, which is again Manufactured Recordings. I have no idea what this was. Monism, Milton Marsh. Again, it's sort of avant jazz, sort of whatever kind of thing. Really good, and you know, I think that, you know, whatever I see from Manufactured Recordings, I will just pick up, because I know that they're hand-picked, they're really good quality, and it's just, yeah, and they're rare as well, because that's what they do, they issue rare stuff. More jazz, yay! It's really funny because people think I'm a metal guy, but I think I've shown more psychedelia and jazz than anything else. No, not jazz, but a lot of psychedelia basically. So a lot of guitar-led music, but not metal. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So this is a very classic sort of Australian record. Pretty sure that, you know, it has been shown before by none other than Fred. This is a reissue, Eastern Horizons, Charlie Munro Quartet. And you can find the Islamic Suite in one of the spiritual jazz compilations. This is a Be Free reissue that came out recently, I want to say. So yeah, spiritual jazz, Australian, rare, out there, you know, you gotta have it. Still on jazz, same label, Be Free. They reissued this one, which is, what's his name? Yeah, Thomas Stanko Quintet. Yeah, just message from Poland. Poland has done some really good jazz. It's Krzysztof Komeda, he's just amazing. And this guy was part of the Komeda sort of band, if you like. And this is something that came out in 1972. Really good. One of the things that I don't like a lot about it is that it uses violin. Violin, in my opinion, is not a very jazzy instrument. People try to sort of use it, but I am not convinced that violin is a jazz instrument, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's just me. Maybe. Who knows? New reissues. I've shown this back in the summer when I was ranting about UK record shops, all that kind of stuff, and I was saying that, oh look, you know, I went there and I got Camberwell now, this is where I live, la 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 la, and sure enough, Lita has done the Camberwell Now reissues. These are the EPs, and you might say, hey, hang on, you have like an original back there. Why did you get the reissue? Because it's really well made, that's why. Yeah, it sounds amazing, it's really, yeah, mean, they've done a really good job in this one. Now, if you're not familiar with Camberwell now, this is a project from what's his name? Charles Hayward, who was in This Heat. Yes, This Heat. And they had their studio, which was called Cold Storage, was in Camberwell. So yeah, he made this album, 2 albums actually. So this one and this one, which is an EP called Camberwell Now, and it's being shown live. Well, live. It's live now that I'm recording it from Camberwell. Who the thunk? If you want to get something, get this one. This is way better. It's like electronics, very sort of electronic-y kind of punk, This Heat sort of sound, but a lot more relatable. It's not that opaque, avant-garde sort of behemoth that this Heat is. This one is non-essential, I think. It is a little bit more out there. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're like me, you probably get both. That's how it is. And finally, another This Heat side project, Life Tones, came out in 1983. Yeah. All these are very sort of 80s albums. Yeah, so this came out after This Heat, and it's like a dub version of This Heat, effectively. Really, really good. Highly, highly recommended. Do check this out. Yeah. And oh no, we'll keep it up. We'll keep up the 80s vibe going on. This is very 80s. It's unbelievable. So yeah, this is a recent reissue from Dark Entries, or a double LP set. This was originally 2 LPs basically, from Dury. So this is Double Happiness. Sorry, this is Double Happiness, and this is Silence and Wisdom. Now, funny backstory about this one is that yeah, these were like 2 girls from France, and there was a terrible tragedy. They lost their parents, and they started making music, and after that, after making these 2 albums, they sort of disappeared into thin air, leaving a note, and nobody knows where they are. And that is like, you know, the that is the PR story. The reality is that these girls, in quotes, are guys. If you actually look very carefully, you will see this is a dude. This doesn't look like a dude, but, well, sort of, it's passable. It's like, you know. Anyway, they're 2 guys from the UK. They were in an early incarnation of The. And these 2 albums came out in 1980, between 1980 and 1983, and the music here is sort of mostly instrumental, kind of, I don't know if I can say dream pop kind of thing. If you've heard the band Felt, it's very, very close to that sound. Instrumental pop, I would say. Very sort of dreamscapey kind of thing. Very dreamy. It's a little bit more dark than what Felt did, and it's really, really good. Yeah, yeah. Defy. So two dudes. Translated from French to 2 dudes. And finally, one of the albums of the year, definitely Hugh. Was it released this year? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was released this year for a Record Store Day. Originally was a live. Hugh made a live recording of interpretations of the music of Twin Peaks. Yes. Sorry, of Twin Peaks. Worked out really well. They did a release on Record Store Day. It sold out. You could find copies for very expensively, and it got reissued, and here it is. Now, interestingly enough, I don't like Badalamenti's music that much. I mean, sorry, let me rephrase this. I find Badalamenti's music for Twin Peaks too sugary sweet for me. Gives me a toothache when I listen to it. I do get why David Lynch used his music and why it is that sort of sugary sweet. It is sort of something that... So Twin Peaks, in Twin Peaks, basically you have this sort of idyllic environment where weird shit is happening and everything on the surface looks like really nice and, you know, relatable and everything, but underneath that it's like really, you know, weird, bizarre and out of this world. And exactly that's what he does with this sort of music. He's layering this sort of normality and everything is really nice, kind of 80s, you know, soap opera kind of situation, and then all the weird shit happens. That's what David Lynch really does really well. However, I'm like, I get it why you chose that, but I'm not really into it. This, however, although it is the music of Twin Peaks effectively, it works really well. I don't know, I mean, yeah, check it out, it's amazing. And now, after showing all my sophisticated and showing how sophisticated and mature I am, I will show you how immature and how a 14-year-old sort of lives in my 14-year-old metalhead lives in my head. Yes, because a 14-year-old metalhead does live in my head. And so I was very excited 3 weeks ago to discover a band whose release from this year is definitely one of the best. I was considering definitely one of the best releases, metal releases from this year, and the band is called Chemist. Chemist is Khemis, and it's the album is called Hunted. I in fact liked it that much that I got the first one as well. So this is Absolution. This came out in 2015, 20 bucks ping, and this is 2016. Now, the way that I discovered it is I was, you know, reading online and I saw this cover. I mean, let me take it out so that it's not as shiny. And you see this cover and you're like, you know what, this is going to be fucking epic, and you know, I had to check it out, and it is fucking epic. It's one of the few cases where, you know, it's the cover actually does sort of convey what's happening on this album. So what is the music like? Now, Chemist is very close to a sound that to Paul Bearer's sound. So it's doomy, it's doomy metal. Now Paul Bearer has a little bit more sort of has a lot of guitar layering and all that makes the sound a lot more psychedelic, if you like. Chemists are a little bit more straightforward in that sense. The production is really good and very sort of there. They have a really powerful singer as well. So Paul Bearer is like more like Ozzy. Here is like a lot more. I don't know. It has the singing is really good. One of the things that spoils stuff in metal albums, in my opinion, is the singers. If you don't get the singer right, then it can be really crappy. This is really, really good. So Doom, just if you like Paul Bearer and you want a little bit of a sped up kind of version, without saying that they're just outright copying them or anything, then do check these guys out. They also have doomy vocals, like guttural vocals that they use in very sort of strategic bits of the song, which at first I was like taken aback. I was like, "Whoa, what's happening here?" I didn't expect that, but it works really well. And yeah, this is highly, highly, highly recommended. As I said a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking that this is the best metal release of the year, and that's why I got both of them. Now, if you're in a record shop and you have like $20 or whatever the cost of these albums are, or £20 or whatever, and you're like, oh, which one should I get? I would say get this one. If you want to check out a song out of this, check Hunted. Yeah, it's like single LP, 40 minutes, no bullshit, just straight to the point, boom, job done. Yeah, 14-year-old metalhead Andreas, that lives in Andreas's 42-year-old Andreas's mind, was very happy. He was like really excited, and this was playing on repeat until, because I followed these guys on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, I like these guys. So everything that they posted I would see. And there was an article that they were mentioned about the 10 metal bands from the US that are making a difference or whatever, and the most important metal bands right now. And I jumped into this one. And yeah, it's Chemist's fault. I thought that they were the best metal release of the year, but this one definitely does it for me. And I listened to it like for 10-15 seconds or whatnot. I was sold immediately. Now, yeah, very different sort of ball game here. Well, not entirely, but yeah, I have been, yeah, I've been very much in love with this album. Now, the band is called Eternal Champion. They're from Austin, Texas. This has been a release on No Remorse Records, which is a Greek label, and they have also released another favorite metal release from this year. Is well, oh no, it's Eat Metal Records, which is basically the same record shop. They're the same guys, I'm pretty sure. Conviction. I was under the impression that never mind. Eternal Champion. So, Eternal Champion, what is this? So, if you like the short of it, the short version of it, if you like Manila Road, if you like Kirithangol, if you like these kinds of bands that play sort of classic, well, it's what is considered now classic 80s metal sort of sound, then you need to check out Eternal Champion. And that's a short one. Now the long one, because I've been obsessing about this album, is yeah, I mean, look at it, you know, this is like 14-year-old metalhead sort of fantasy come to life. Now, if you let's look at everything that's happening here. So you have all the things that are sort of being conveyed. You have misty sort of background. So maybe there are dragons there. There is like the castle, yeah, mystery. You know, shit's happening. Barbarian, really buff barbarian with, you know, wielding a huge fucking sword, you know, with only fur around his loins. These guys never, like, you know, feel cold apparently because they're fucking barbarians. And slutty maiden, you know, attached to his leg. He's probably like, just moves around with her all the time. She's just always there. It's like, oh, I love you. And yeah, and then yeah, it's just perfect. The other thing is that I really enjoy about this album cover is that the art is a little bit on the shitty side. So it's a little bit like fan art. It's not like really, you know, sophisticated, like, you know, you could get like a Frazetta, for example, you know, cover. It's a little bit like a little tiny wincy bit crappy. It's not like, you know, photorealistic sort of fan art, fantasy fan art. No, no, no. They chose this, which is a little bit, it's a little bit on the shitty side, which to me means that, you know, they did it on purpose. They are like, you know, you have to be on the joke to understand that, you know, this is like, no, it's not on the joke, but, you know, it's a nudge and a wink kind of thing. It's not like, oh yeah, it's not like Manowar, like Hail to England, which is like, you know, an amazing sort of drawing of, you know, a really buff kind of, you know, barbarian and whatnot. No, it's a little bit crappy. And then it's the name, Eternal Champion. You can see the lettering there. It's like very 80s. I mean, you know, they could make it even a little bit more 80s perhaps if they did it in chrome. That would be like, you know, super cool. But anyway, it's really good. It's very 80s. And Eternal Champion is from a series of books from Michael Moorcock. You know Moorcock from, you know, from probably his books. I know him more because of his affiliation with Hawkwind. So, you know, he's done like sci-fi and fantasy and whatnot. And the Eternal Champion is like a series of books about random characters that are in multiverse, fictional multiverse obviously, and they fight for good. And they are different in different sort of situations, and it's always like a champion that is like, you know, comes up to sort of fight between good and evil and whatnot. So that is sort of like, you know, I'm sold. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know, cover, title. Oh, the title of the thing is the Armor of Ire. So it's like, ooh, yeah, completely sold there. So what does it sound like? It has definitely this sort of 80s sound. It's unlike Chemist, for example, which has like, you know, huge sound. It's like, you know, everything's like really big and all that. This is a little bit more compressed. Everything is like more in the sort of middle, and it's a little bit more put together, meshed together. It's like, it sounds like a really good 80s production. It doesn't sound like a 2016 production. The guitars are definitely there. They're like really up there. That's the main focus. Vocals are a little bit further back. Really good delivery, very clean delivery, a bit nasally as well, which is a good indication that, you know, a good metal, sort of pure metal production needs to have a little bit nasally, you know, delivery. Really enjoy it. It's like really, really, really good. Then you have the songs, which are like what, 5-6 minutes long tops. And it's 9 songs, yeah? No, sorry, 8 songs, 2 instrumentals that are 2 minutes each, and the whole thing just lasts 40 minutes. It's like totally 80s. If you remember, I mean, you know, albums used to be 35 minutes long, and that was it. That was an album. Now it's like a single or whatever. So yeah, the music, the hooks, they're just amazing. They kick in and you're like, you know what, I want to play that on repeat, and it's just that kind of an uplifting kind of thing that happens with good metal hooks and good metal riffs and all that, and it's just so good. The lyrics here are pure fantasy, obviously. It's like different sort of settings. You have like, you know, pure like, you know, barbarian like hordes and whatnot. You have a Lovecraftian one with the invoker, and it's just also another interesting thing is that all the lyrics are about good guys, because it is about the Eternal Champion. So kudos to that for being very, very sort of consistent. And the songs also make sense. They're short stories, which another, you know, thumbs up for them, because they can actually put in a story that, you know, sort of in lyrics and make sense, which is, you know, again, thumbs up. And also reading I was reading the lyrics about from the song "I Am the Hammer," and it was talking about some sort of places and whatnot. And I tried to find it online, and these are sort of, there's a map here, And apparently the singer is also writing books. Yeah, he's done short stories called The Vengeance of the Insane God, appearing in Swords of Steel, Volume 1, and whatnot. So, yeah, he is like into this kind of thing. Now, these guys have been around. They were in other bands that did not sound like this. This is something that they just did, I guess. And it's bloody brilliant. When I discovered it, as I said, I was sold for the first 5 minutes, and first 15 seconds. Really, it's like, yes, this is it. And I've been obsessively listening to this album ever since. So it's been like mostly this. Yeah. So definitely one of the best metal releases this year. Eternal Champion, Armor of Fire. If you want to, I mean, all of the songs are really good. All of them. I mean, seriously. The first one I listened to was the Armor of Fire, I think. But all of them are really good. I mean, I'm torn between Armor of Fire as my favorite one or Invoker. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, Aaron, if you're watching, you know, check this one out. I mean, you know, this is just right up your alley. I'm pretty sure that you will enjoy 40 minutes. Fucking hell. Yes. So yeah, there is a problem with this. The problem is the format. You make an 80s album and it's like on bloody CD. No, it will be coming out on vinyl fairly shortly. I will be getting a copy for sure. And if you're into metal and you like 80s sound and stuff, check this one out. So yeah, that's it. I had a lot to say about this, more than I had to say about Eastern Horizons, but yeah, I mean, I've been listening to this like non-stop. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you discovered something new. I hope that you got inspired to, you know, go out there and listen to something different potentially. So yeah, you know, it's that part of the video where you can like it or dislike it. If you really think it was good or it sucked, leave a comment and, you know, subscribe if you want, or unsubscribe if you think it sucks. See you around.